Hello，大家好，欢迎大家来到读书时间。我们今天继续读《Soft Hearts》Rett Swinson Mystery 这本书。好，我们现在开始。We hung up an unsteady energy in our wake. Yes, I believed that Daryl was a good man, but that probably wouldn't make Trent or his family feel any better about the cloud of suspicion still hanging over the boy's head. And right this second, I didn't feel good about it either. At home, I quickly freshened up. Moments later, I was walking over to Lydia's for my evening shoot when I heard someone calling my name. It was Nancy Thompson. She looked upset when she caught up to me on the sidewalk. I learned why. With shaky hands, she showed me a note written in a familiar crayon scrawl. Who asked you all to get involved? Back off, punks. Written in a hurried, careless way. Part 3. Revelations. A surprising and previously unknown fact that has been disclosed to others. Disclosure. The person who looks into the mirror to reflect on themselves has already changed. Seneca. Chapter 20. Fireproof. Come the next day, Thursday, Lydia was feeling well enough to quilt again. As I walked the pens department, I reflected between customers on the recent occurrence in Wanda's murder case, and I was more confused than ever. Nancy Thompson had found the imp's latest message in her mailbox. Jim was furious. His normally calm demeanor rattled. Does whoever this is really think we are going to stop talking to our neighbors? No. I had immediately called Daryl, who collected the note the same way he'd taken in Wanda's note as evidence. We had not yet discussed it, but he had to be just as frustrated as I was. Trent, still in jail, could not have delivered the message. So who? Presumably someone who had seen me talking to the Thompsons on Monday. One might theorize the note was from one of Trent's unsavory friends, disagreeable to taste, smell, or look at. Unpleasant. Unsavory friends suspected of stealing narcotics. Narcotic, a drug or other substance that affects mood or behavior and consumed for non-medical purpose, especially one sold illegally. But why would my own investigation make them nervous, considering that I was trying to find evidence to clear Trent, not convict him? It didn't make sense, and maybe that was the point. Perhaps the note was just meant to throw me off the scent. I didn't like that it ramped up the fear in my neighborhood, especially among the oldest and most vulnerable. As I ruminated, think deeply about something, chew the cud, contemplate, consider, ruminated. I tended to an inordinate number of customers. I tended to an inordinate, unusual, or disproportionated, large, excessive, unrestrained feeling or behavior, excessive, unjustifiable, inordinate number of customers. Meanwhile, Wash kept pacing in my vicinity, pacing my vicinity, the area near or surrounding a particular place, angling for conversation, angling for the sport of pastime of fishing or rod and a line, turtle incline an angle. Angling for conversation, pacing in my vicinity, angling for conversation. For Pete's sake, Wash, I finally said during a break in customer traffic. What's wrong? He led me to the break room where he closed the door behind us. Wu's show is happening tonight, he said, and I'm might worried about it. A minute, which has 4 pairs of legs that when adult-related ticks, small child or animal, especially when regarded as an object of sympathy, very small amount, a little slight. I'm might worried about it. Many kinds lived in the soil, and a number are parasitic on plants or animals. I took a deep breath. Ever since Sally and had refused to sanction Wu's next performance, I'd wondered about the artist's plans. When I'd asked Sally about it later, she had erupted. I don't know what she's planning, and I decided I don't want to know. Now I asked Wash, who knows about tonight's show? Everyone. She announced it on social media this morning, and she asked me to pull together the rest of the materials. Take a look. He handed the list to me. Steel frame and twin mattress from the thrift store. Use my credits. Donated quilt from Crazy Quilters. Strawberry shortcake doll or similar. Credits. Books. Inbox in staff room. I scanned the staff room and saw 3 large boxes of books labeled with Wash Henry's initials. But the list continued, and here's where things started to get scary. Tiki torches. Tiki torches. 5 gallons of kerosene fuel oil obtained by distilling. 5 gallons of kerosene. Small blow torch. Women's size small flame retardant. Hazmat suit. Corrosion. I asked, I'm supposed to soak the books in it for 3 hours. That could explain the fireproof suit. Have you known Ashley to have a death wish? Be honest, what's her state of mind these days? Hard to predict. I noticed, Wash, that you don't use the word odd or weird when you talk about Ashley. I suspect most people do. Most folks just don't understand her, and you do? Okay, maybe I don't understand her exactly. Maybe I just adore her, love her, appreciate her. You must have noted the skepticism in my expression. Don't you see? A country boy like me is becoming the rarest creature on the planet. I don't feel like I belong in college, Miss Rett, but Ashley tells me I do belong. She makes me feel worth something. He gulped, swallowed quickly in a large mouthful, often audibly. I don't want her to hurt herself tonight. Please, can you help somehow? I suspected that getting Wu to postpone her show or alter its elements would be out of the question, but I had an idea. What time is the show? I asked. 9. Okay, here's what you can do to prepare for tonight. I told him my idea and his face lit up. Great idea, Miss Rett. I knew I could count on you. The night during dinner with just the two of us, Lydia said something that sounded like a full sentence. I was excited because while she'd been using subjects and verbs together, much was still left to interpretation. It's all up here. To emphasize, she lifted the slow cooker recipe book and rapped on it with her knuckles. Strike through wrapped it. Are you saying that everything you had before the stroke, everything is still in your brain? She nodded. I'm glad to hear that, Lydia. You will be reciting the Gettysburg Address in no time. You will be reciting Gettysburg Address in no time. The whole exchange made me recall something else. After Lydia became settled in for the night, in bed by 7:30 since the stroke, I emailed Gary Rowland at WICTech. Professor, do you still have that photo of the stack of books that Wanda sent to the department in place of a headshot. If so, may I see it? I'm just curious to see what books one I might have identified with the most. Her daughter might be interested to know as well. Sincerely, Rett Swinson. I knew he wouldn't ignore me now that I knew his secret. An hour later, he emailed me a photo, sure enough, a stack of a dozen books. I looked at the titles on the spines. Most were related to Wanda's field. Titles like The Lake Country Poets of England and Words of Worth. No surprises there. 好，谢谢大家，我们今天先读到这里吧，那我们下次再见了，拜拜。